What do you think of the governor saying that she doesn't approve, she doesn't like this plan, and she wouldn't sign it?
Well, I think the people of the state of Michigan are fed up of paying the highest car insurance rates in the country. And I think it's important that we deliver real relief with guaranteed rate reduction. That's what our reform did last night.
Where do you go from here?
Well, I think at this point it's up to negotiations with the governor and with the Senate, but I believe we've delivered real reform with guaranteed rate reduction. This is what the people of our state are asking for, and that's why we delivered it to them.
Mr. Speaker, if she doesn't sign this, what signal does that send about her?
Well, I think it's important that we put politics aside on this issue. I think it's important that we focus on the people that we serve, and their number one priority across the state as we talk to all people from all walks of life is they want their car insurance reduced, and that is what we delivered last night.
She hinted that you're the one playing politics, maybe.
We'll continue to negotiate and have conversations, but what I would tell you is this. We delivered real reform, and we delivered 3 hallmark things that they have asked us to put in legislation. So I have heard rumors of a veto threat. I have not heard that directly from the governor. But what I will tell you is this. There's some confusion because we have given them everything they've asked for in this bill.
There are savings in this package for motorists.
There are guaranteed rate reductions for all drivers in the state of Michigan in the bill that we passed last
She
night.
just said she doesn't believe it.
When you read the bill, you will see that there are guaranteed rate reductions in the bill, and that's why it's important that if we're going to deliver any reform, those savings are guaranteed in the bill, and that's what we've done under the leadership of Chairman Wentworth and the members in the House.
Speaker, have you begun negotiations? Down and start hashing out these issues. Both sides are saying let's negotiate. When are you going to negotiate?
We're going to continue to have conversations confidentially and find a way that we can land consensus on this issue because this is important to deliver this. This is an issue that is nonpartisan. This is the single largest issue that is burdening our residents with high costs, and it's important that we deliver real rate relief to them.
So you would advise the Senate not to act next Tuesday, but to wait.
I think it's important that we don't take a day off in our negotiations. The people of our state are demanding rate relief in car insurance, and we cannot afford to take one day off on delivering it to them.
Are you disappointed with what the governor said?
I'm disappointed to see opposition to the bill that we passed. However, I'm optimistic we're going to find consensus because the bill that we passed is the right solution that delivers rate relief and prohibits insurance companies from using non-driving factors in setting rates.
Is there a
Send the
political...
governor a bill she use vote those that she doesn't support?
I'm not going to get right now into a hypothetical situation. What I will tell you is this. The reform that we passed last night is a good reform that delivers rate relief to all people in our state and gives them the hallmark plans that they've been asking for. They asked for it, we delivered, they voted no. So I'll let you guys do the reporting after that.
But you're willing to make changes and compromise based on what Democrats are
I
saying?
am willing to pass any reform that delivers real rate relief to the people of the state.
The governor compared this to the gas tax. Do you think that's a fair comparison?
Listen, I'm not going to conflate those two issues. What I will tell you is this. The people of the state of Michigan want real rate relief, and the people of the state of Michigan do not support a 45-cent gas tax plan.
Is there a political risk if she does veto this stuff?
I'll let you do the reporting on what the risks are if she were to veto this, but what I will tell you is this. The people of the state of Michigan are demanding real rate relief, and it's important that we deliver it.
And they would be angry if she vetoes it.
I think the people of the state of Michigan will be angry if their car insurance rates are not lowered.
What do you expect to happen when the Senate looks at this next?
You know, it's difficult to predict at this point, but what I will tell you is this. Those conversations will continue throughout this weekend and into next week. And any time that we can deliver real rate relief and cost savings to the people of our state, we need to act.
What's the argument for not mandating rate reductions?
You'd have to ask those that voted for that, but there is a free market approach that many believe is important when you're passing this reform. However, it was important to us that if we're going to pass a reform, the people of the state of Michigan see guaranteed rate reduction in the plan, and that's why we delivered it.
Speaker, Democrats argue you're only guaranteeing a reduction in PIP. What's to stop auto insurers from raising, collision or other costs and wiping out those savings?
So we've moved to a file and approve situation under this
That's after
bill.
5 years, right?
This is under the current bill, we will move to a file and approve situation. The 5 years is the mandatory rate rollback, but under the file and approve scenario, you don't necessarily even need a time limit on the mandatory rate rollback because diffs will be the guaranteed rate rollback at that point. The market will take care of itself.
Speaker, are you open to merging this issue with road funding talks and a budget?
Listen, I've said from day one, I am not going to trade good policy for bad. The governor ran on fixing the roads and reducing the cost of car insurance, so I'm not sure why I would negotiate one for the other. I can certainly have two conversations at one time, but I will not trade good policy for bad.
What's wrong with linkage?
Again, I can have two conversations at the same time, and I can certainly walk and chew gum at the same time, but I will not trade good policy for bad, and the people of the state of Michigan have spoken loud and clear. They do not support a 45-cent gas tax plan.
When will we see your road funding out there?
Well, we're continuing to work out the details, and our goal is this. Number one, to ensure that roads in our state receive record funding this year, and that it's not done through a 45-cent gas tax plan that will break the budgets of our Michigan families.
Are there any circumstances under which you would take a gas tax increase at any number?
Say it again.
Is there any level of a gas tax hike that you're open to?
What we are open to is delivering a roads plan to the governor's desk. What we are committed to is ensuring our roads see record funding in a responsible way that does not break the budgets of our Michigan families.
And your plan will not have a revenue increase from taxes.
Our plan will be done in a responsible way that invests into our roads and infrastructure because they've been underinvested in for 40 years.
Where do you stand on the possibility of expanding the sales tax to include services?
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of talk about that. I'm not certain where it's coming from. It's certainly not coming from the Republican caucus.
Is any tax irresponsible in your mind?
I think we need to put a responsible plan on her desk that spends the taxpayer money wisely, and we're continuing to put a plan together in the House Republican caucus to do that.
Will you say, read my lips, no new taxes?
I will say this, read my lips, we're going to deliver rate relief to the people in our state on car insurance, and we're going to put a roads plan on the governor's desk
Without a tax increase?
in a responsible way.
All right, thanks everybody.
Thank you.
You win.